What's going on, everyone? So, reports just came out per Shams that Christian Koloko is expected to return to the NBA, and the Los Angeles Lakers are the front runners to sign him, as well as several other teams. Now, this would be great, in my opinion. 7'1", he's 240 pounds, something like that. He didn't play last year due to blood clots. He's still, based on the report, waiting approval from the NBA panel that just basically oversees and makes sure, like, hey, he's healthy, he's cleared, he's good to go. Obviously, with something as severe as blood clots, you don't want to run the risk of him, starting to play and then something major happens, right? So, sure, there's going to be a lot of evaluations, but the fact that the Lakers are the front runners to sign him, it says sign him, not specific, right? It doesn't say, oh, they're going to sign him to a G League deal or a two-way or, just a training camp deal or something, right? I would imagine that if Koloko is going to sign, he's going to sign to a place where he actually has the opportunity to play, right? Like, I don't necessarily see him being like, yes, let me sign to the Lakers G League. Now, maybe if all these other teams are kind of like, hey, we want to kind of slowly, bring you along here, then maybe he looks at it and goes, okay, well, I go to the Lakers, then maybe next season really kind of play a significant role on the Lakers. That could be a possibility. The fact that he is so young, 24 years old, right? I mean, again, we just drafted Dalton Connect, who's not that far removed, right? So to me, it's if you can bring him on in any capacity, I think you bring him on in any capacity. The thing is if he wants an actual contract, how do the Lakers work that out? Do the Lakers now go in salary dump in order to bring him on? Which there were several options earlier. Why didn't you do that for like Giannis Valanciunas? Some of these other guys. Are the Lakers now going to go, okay, yes, we need a center badly because, Christian Wood's out for 2 months, so let's go bring this guy in. But if that's the case, don't you have Colin Castleton? At what point do you kind of just plug and play Colin Castleton? Now, look, I would love Koloko. We have talked in past seasons when there were rumors about Lakers potential trading with the Toronto Raptors, such as like Gary Trent Jr., right? There was a lot of conversation like, hey, they should go get Christian, right? Like that's another piece that they should add if they are able to pull that off, a young center that they can kind of grow, develop, that has shown some real promise, has shown some real signs with the Toronto Raptors, right? And all of a sudden, he ends up, of course, dealing with the blood clots and is unable to play. Well, now he's expected a return. We'll see, right? Because, look, if I was the Lakers, I would take a shot on him, again, in some capacity. My concern is he ready to make an impact now, right? I think that's a real genuine question because, again, he didn't play all year last year. He was dealing with blood clots. How much was he able to stay in shape? How much was he able to do the things that are needed to immediately jump into an NBA season, right? And is he 100% ready to go from just a stamina and just an ability standpoint, right? Obviously, if he gets cleared, then he's cleared medically, and medical has said, okay, he's good enough to now go and play. But is he a guy that you're unloading, say, a Cam Reddish or something like that we may end up needing because of Jared Vanderbilt, or you getting rid of Christian Wood, or you getting rid of Jackson Hayes to bring him in? And what if he's not ready yet? Ideally, you bring him on to like a two-way, so maybe you just waive. I don't know, because I wouldn't want to waive Blake Hinson. I wouldn't want to see. This is the problem with the two-way guys, because you got Blake Hinson, Armel Traore, and then you have Colin Castleton, right? Are you really waiving any of those guys to bring Koloko in? Probably not. Do you sign him to the G League? Like, this is the problem that the Lakers have. It's like, how do you bring him in a capacity to where it makes sense? Because if you bring him in, if you just sign him to a G League deal, then he's playing in the G League all year. But if he's on a two-way, then he can jump back and forth. So are you removing, a Colin Castleton from a two-way and just bringing him to the G League and then bringing Koloko in and having him, it's going to be weird to see how that goes. Do the Lakers have a trade lined up? do the Lakers have something in the works here that maybe they're able to unload somebody and now bring in Koloko? Because, again, if you're just going to, like, let's say you're going to take, Christian Wood because he's going to be out for 2 months, right? Let's say the Lakers are like, should probably get rid of him, right? Let's say you take him in a second or 2 seconds and you salary dump him so you can sign Koloko. Like, sure, but Christian Wood, if healthy, is probably better than Jackson Hayes and Cam Reddish as far as impact goes. And if you go with like Jackson Hayes, you're kind of just swapping one guy for another. And then if you go with Cam Reddish, if Jared Vanderbilt isn't ready, you might need Cam Reddish. So again, and then what if Koloko isn't ready? What if he's not, he doesn't have the stamina and the timing and all the things down that you want, right? He was a development big, 2 seasons ago, right? When he was drafted. He wasn't looked at as this guy that's coming in now and making this big impact and he's your starting caliber center and whatnot. It was like, no, he's young guy you develop for the next, 3 years. And then he has all the promise, be a shot blocker, be a rebounder, be a lob threat, floor running big, do a little bit of everything, got true size, right? Like you go and develop him the next, 3 years. And then now he's 25, 26 and he's ready, right? Now he could take that step. Now he could take that leap at the center position. So do you waive somebody that may be able to help you more now for a development big in Koloko, right? Now, I would also imagine that the Lakers kind of let him prove himself, right? So, like, do the Lakers sign him to a training camp deal, right? Bring him in on a training camp deal. Let him get some run, let him get some burn, and kind of see, okay, how is he holding up? How is he doing, right? And then maybe go look to sign him. Maybe if he is like, okay, no, he looks good, right? Do you kind of give him a tryout, right? Like, again, give him a training camp deal. He's trying out for the team through the training camp deal. And then you go and you work and you look to sign him and you work out some type of trade, some type of move. It's a possibility. Because again, I mean, what we saw in Toronto, again, if you just look at his stats, like in a nutshell, like if you didn't actually watch him play, he's only like a 3-2 guy, right? But if you actually watched him play in some of the games that he actually got real opportunity and stuff, like he looked like he could be something. He looked like a piece that could block shots and defend and rebound and do a little bit of everything. Again, he was a project big. He is a project big. He's not a guy that I'm expecting to come in and play 30 minutes a game and all this, Lakers got Koloko, that's it, we're champions, baby. I don't think it's anything like that. I think even if you do bring him in, you still go get a Valanciunas or something like that because Koloko's still young enough to where you can develop him over the next few years. But as a development big, as a guy that you could bring in and kind of grow and develop to be that shot blocking, rebounding center, your JaVale McGee maybe type guy, I don't hate the idea, but you also still have Jackson Hayes, and Jackson Hayes is the same age, right? So it's like, do you continue to build and grow and develop Jackson Hayes? Jackson Hayes has more playing time and experience and stuff. So it's interesting that Shams said the Lakers are the front runners to sign him. That's where I find things kind of interesting, that he's the front runner to be signed by the Lakers because the Lakers can't really sign him. Now, again, it doesn't give specifics. It doesn't say, he's going to be signed to a training camp deal or he's going to be signed, maybe after this video or something like that, maybe we get some more information. I literally just got the report and immediately made this video. So at the time, Shams just said that he's returning, he's finalizing his return to the NBA, and he is, Los Angeles Lakers are a front runner, but you have like Clippers and I think Heat and a couple other teams that are also on that list of teams that want him. I believe he's going to go to the place that actually gives him opportunity out the gate, right? A team that I'm not necessarily saying he's going to be like, I have to start or I have to do this or that. I'm sure he's realistic and understands that hey, I'm coming off blood clots. I need to prove to myself, but also to other teams, right? Like no one's just going to go, okay, well, yeah, you're going to get 30 minutes a game as a starter, right? Let's give you a max right out the gate. Like I'm sure he's being realistic and he's just excited to return to the game of basketball. But does kind of beg the question of like, you know, in what capacity? Do the Lakers have something worked out? What's the deal? I don't know. We're gonna find out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think like, yes, do whatever you got to do, go get Koloko, true 7-footer, right? He's a guy that can be a development guy, but also we just need big men, right? Or do you think like, no, like I'd rather go and just be patient, go another route, you know, look for other opportunities that are out there, you know, let somebody else get him too much of a risk, because it is a risk, right? It definitely is a risk. But it may end up being a risk that's worth, you know, the juice might be worth the squeeze. You're not signing him to a big deal, signing him to a vet minimum contract, right? So you're not, I mean, I don't even think it's $2 million. I think his vet minimum is like 1.15, something like that. But whatever it is, right? Like, because it's based on like your experience, years in the league, stuff like that. But, you know, if he can just come in and have an immediate impact, that'd be great. Even in a limited role, right? Just playing spot minutes here and there, like be big. But anyway, again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.